Hello good people, welcome to Keep Left, your car guide to all things cars and all things automotive. As always, the name is Kev, the host who knows most about cars. Now, I'm in those situations where I'm sure you'll be wondering, hey, this guy is a Honda guy. So I have another Honda, and this one is like a confirmation of the first video that I did on the third generation of the Honda CR-V. So basically this video will be probably to look at, did they stick on what is good or did they go a different direction? Some of the cues that you'll notice is that this car takes a different shape. This is quite different from what they had on the third generation of the Honda CR-V. So this is the fourth generation of the Honda CR-V, and if you have noticed, the production years were from 2012 to 2015, with the fifth generation picking up from there. This car looks good from every angle. The only thing that I noticed that I hoped that Honda CR-V would have changed is this back section. This back section has been known to provide a blind spot in terms of reversing and the angle of just approach in terms of this area. And it's quite a huge section, but Honda have their reasons why they continue to put this like this. I don't know, but it's been noted as a blind spot. But if you're careful enough, I'm sure you can avoid that in terms of your backing and driving the car. I like the fact that there are three sections of light. One for the boot. Most manufacturers will always forget the boot section. Remember, this is a dark section just by design. There's a middle one here, and there's the one in the front area. That is good in terms of lighting. In the front, this car still maintains the xenon lights from the previous generation, but they take up a very fluid sort of curvature in terms of its design. And the lights, I like the way the lights have been incorporated into the center grille of this car. So some of the differences that I can notice from the previous generation is that for so long, you can see this car comes with a key fob, which is quite ably here is the key fob, but this key fob has proximity sensors, meaning that you can actually press there. But the thing that I wanted to show is that if you just insert your hand here, for so long as the key is close, the car will open very easily. Quite functional. Not that pressing buttons is an issue. The interior of the car maintains a very nice interior. I like the combination of dark, and the fact that this comes with leather seats is very good. It has electronic seat controls. These work even before the car is on. They work for you. You can do that, and you can just have the back side of the seat lie back and also come back front, which is good. That is something that at least they have maintained. Some of the things, this car comes standard with economy drive. It also has traction control. You can put it off and on. And the fact that these seats are leather, you have they have a heated functionality for both the driver seat and the co-driver seat, which is nice. This is sort of a plasticky finish. Remember, this car, I normally come out as controversial saying that this is the best finish in terms of dashboards. This is because these don't crack. The plastic ones don't crack. The ones that have leather, there are some that used to crack a lot. In fact, like in the first generation of the Mark X's, but these ones don't crack. They are easy enough. The steering comes along with more than enough steering wheel controls. For example, the cruise control for this one is set on this particular end. Most cars will have like a lever here where you set your cruise control, but this one is here. The other thing is for your menu and control of the radio and the menu. It also comes with voice activated functionalities here. If you just come here for your telephone, and that is it. I like the interior so much. It's nice. I'm always a huge fan of leather interiors. Also, they sort of give you that luxury finish, and they are very easy to clean. Nothing will ever kill a leather interior as opposed to it just tearing off or something, but they are good and comfortable. The driving position, the sitting position is very good, and it maintains a lot of space. That is good enough. So this car can appeal to a huge variety of people in terms of its proposition. In terms of space at the back, we are well sorted. This is aided by the fact that this car comes with two-wheel drive. front wheel bias. So this car doesn't have a drivetrain here such that you have a transmission tunnel. So in that sense, the floor is flat, which means you can utilize the middle seats. By the way, I hate it so much when a car is 5-seater, but then you can't have anyone sitting here. But the fact that this doesn't have a transmission tunnel, you're set and you can actually carry 5 grown-ups or even children at the back. And don't forget, there is this unfolding compartment where you can put your cup holders. If you notice, again, the seats are fully leather, properly suited for this particular. Now, the only thing that I have noticed that this car doesn't have, and I think they should have had, would have been AC ventilation, probably around here for the rear sitting seaters. Yeah, you would expect something to be around here in terms of AC. Normally, most medium-sized SUVs will have that, which is not an issue because the AC will clearly cater for the whole car. The space is practical and good enough. There's more than enough room on top, and that is good enough. The other thing that you can notice is the levers. We still maintain the levers that help you to draw down the chair. So if I pull this, remember, Honda don't like doing things conventionally. Remember, if you watched my video on the Honda Fit, they had something called Magic Seat. So these seats will do that. This one goes inside there, and this one just bends itself automatically, so it will enter there, and you have more than enough room. This means that the seat can sit flatter than before. You remember, if this was here, this seat wouldn't sit so much, it wouldn't lay so much as the way it is now. This is quite a unique setting. In fact, you can just sit here. See, so you have loads of space back here, and the same applies for the other seats. They will fold similar, and you obtain so much space. You have these hooks for just harness for any cargo that you'll put at the back, which is quite good. So in the money side of things, this is where there's a difference with the third generation, sorry about that, of this. This has a 2-liter engine. This is the R20A engine, which basically denotes a 2-liter engine with 4 cylinders. Remember, the third generation that I did was a 2.4-liter engine. They also had a 2-liter variant, but the reason that this one has become one of the most familiar engines for this generation of Honda CR-Vs is the fact that this is very, very economical. This car gives you mileage and mileage and mileage. There are also other variants. They didn't forget the very reliable and proven 2.4-liter, the K24 engine, which I actually did at length in terms of how good that engine is. In fact, if you haven't watched my video on the third generation of the Honda CR-V, there'll be a link coming out on this video just about now. You can watch that. Back to this car, there are also other variants of the engine which incorporates the 2.4-liter engine, the K24, and this K24 comes in 2 variants. There's a K24Z and a K24W, which is quite commendable. In terms of gearboxes, this car comes with 4 variants of gearboxes. The car that we are with today is a 5-speed automatic gearbox, which comes with a 2-liter engine. There's also a 6-speed manual, a further CVT transmission, and a 9-speed automatic. Now, the unique thing about the 9-speed automatic gearboxes that come with this 4th generation of the Honda CR-V is that they are only applicable to the diesel models. The diesel boys, we won't forget them. There are 2 variants of engines. There is the 1.6-liter engine and a 2.2-liter engines, which are normally complemented by a turbocharger just to bump up the amount of power and the picking abilities. Remember, most diesels are usually groggy and slow to pick speed, so the turbo normally just complements the functionalities of this. The engine bay is quite clean and very easy to work on. There are loads of space. By there, you can just think about if you are to change anything on this car, the alternator is right here. If you come closer, the alternator is right here. The exhaust manifold is here. So if you wanted to change oxygen sensors, they're right here. Everything in the EGR is here. Air filters. This is a car that you can easily service on your own. Look at the engine mounts. The engine mounts are very close and accessible. You can change them easily without even having to work so much. This car comes with an electronic steering wheel, if you can notice down there, which is quite good, and they usually require minimal servicing. Obviously, with provision of a new engine proposition, the 2-liter R20A engine, the obvious question would be, does this achieve the mileage that Honda CR-V wanted. Yes, this bumps up the fuel consumption of this car up to a very respectable 13 kilometers per liter. And this is aided by the fact that this comes with an economy drive button, and just to aid the fact that for you to know, Honda will illuminate the dashboard. If you come close, the dashboard will illuminate to green, just to denote the eco drive is on, which is quite nice. The drive height is quite good. I like Honda have always gotten this perfect, the driving position of this car. This car are medium-sized SUVs, but they predominantly almost step into that position of being an SUV. But in terms of driving position, this is perfect. You feel like you're in a big car, and it's compact. I like the fact that it actually feels stable on the road. I wouldn't expect that, considering it's a front-wheel drive car, which means most of the weight is on the front. But normally this is something that you'll feel on higher speeds. But aside from that, this is it's a good drive. It's a good everyday drive, and that's what I think Honda CR-V were going for in terms of drivability. In terms of picking up speed, this is sort of like an uphill situation. So if you press on the foot, it picks up speed well and easily. Yep. Of course, the 2-liter engine is not as powerful as the 2.4-liter engine, which was very peppy, but it gets you there, and it gets you there well enough. So anytime a manufacturer changes the design of their car, they're usually very skeptical, because they don't know how this will be perceived by the general population. This car, it looks good. The design is good enough. It brings out sort of like a futuristic outlook of the CR-V. It was always a big task to redesign what you had already redesigned. This has several facelifts, which will definitely go into just looking at how the front area looks and the rear lighting systems look. But all around, I like the fact that they incorporate subtle complements, like the sensors that are in your door lock mechanism and opening doors, the sensor that allow you to enter the car. The same is incorporated into the boot section. You just need to place your hand there, and the car will sensor for so long as the key fob is closed. Those are good improvements. Aside from that, there is not so much that I can take away from the Honda CR-V. I've always been a huge fan of the Honda CR-V, so I'm already sold. But it's a good car all around. There was never even doubt in terms of if Honda will deliver in terms of their 4th generation. This was something that was guaranteed. The 3rd generation actually cemented itself. This was just a confirmation. The fact that this one just continues on the same lines goes to show you, when it's not broken, don't fix it. This is a well-functional car. It gives you good drivability and is easy on the road. It's quite uniquely light, which I like so much about it. If you've liked this video, by the way, give it a thumbs up, and you can ring the bell icon just to get reminders when I post any new videos. And furthermore, subscribe to this show so that we can continue to give you automotive content. Thank you so much. Until next time, it is peace.